Hey, welcome back. This is Scott Brown, rider 1051, participating in the 2022 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. This is day 9 for me, and turns out it was my last day on the Hoka Hey. I'll get into that a little later. This was July 4th, 2022. I did about 458 miles this day, leaving Utah and crossing over into Nevada. You can see there's a lot of straight lines in there. There's not much cell service. Our fleet trackers run off cell service, and you can see it picked me up at a certain point, and then it basically hardly any service out there in Nevada in the desert. Anyway, got started really early. I got to this location here. This was at Otter Creek Reservoir. Got there the evening before. Got some really good sleep. Got going about 3 a.m. in the morning. Glad I had my new Denali 7 lights. It's one thing you'll find when you do the Hoka Hey. Do a lot of nighttime riding, so you need some extra lights. It just comes in so handy to have that extra light on the highway there. But hope you enjoy this ride through Utah and Nevada. Sit back and enjoy it, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Well, as you can see, there's nobody out here. So this is, I think this is the loneliest highway in America. I just crossed over into Nevada from Utah. Still got a ways to go. Just trying to make sure I got plenty of gas.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to run out of gas out there. There is few and far between gas stops out there. So, yeah, I made it here to the Nevada line, put my sticker on the state line sign, just like everybody else. So if you see it out there, say hi. But yeah, my buddy Bob, he ran out of gas before he got into Tonopah, Nevada. He missed the gas stop before you get on the Extraterrestrial Highway, and I probably would have done the same thing had I not run into another Hoka Hey rider that knew the area. That was Louis Presidio. He had broken down just on the other side of the Nevada line. He was stopped at a gas station there that I stopped at and talked to him a little bit. He got taken care of. He was getting his bike picked up by a wrecker, going to get taken back to Zion Harley Davidson to get some repairs made. He did finish though, and glad he did that. I'm glad he made it okay. But this, like I said earlier, this was my last day on the Hoka Hey. I made it to Tonopah, where my buddy ran out of gas, and pulled into a gas station there and put my feet down. Couldn't feel them no more. So I decided it was probably time for me to stop. You know, you need to be able to feel your feet when you're riding a motorcycle. I called Beth up, who's one of the Hoka Hey board members, and she actually offered to let me continue on, just take a few days in a hotel and then continue on. But I told her no, I wanted to do this the right way, not get an exception. So I did spend a couple of days there in a hotel. Finally got feeling back in my feet, and decided to make my way home. It was about 1,700 miles to Houston, and got back on the road. Since I've been home, I've been to several doctors to get my issues resolved. Been to some vein doctors, got that fixed. They just released me this past week from the vein doctors. I've been to neurologist, I've been to podiatrist. I've got a podiatrist working on my neuropathy in my feet to get the numbness corrected, and that seems to be getting better. So things are getting better. I should be good to go for the 2024 Hoka Hey. I'm just, the reason I wanted to stop is because I thought I might be doing permanent damage to my nerves, and didn't want that to happen. Just so you know, I mean, I feel like I needed to make a lot of changes before I go into the 2024. So I'm doing several things. I'm losing weight, going to the gym, trying to get in shape. And if I can make one suggestion to you, if you're planning on doing the 2024 Hoka Hey and you're not in shape, get in the gym, try to get in shape before you get going, because it will help on this the Hoka Hey. This is a grueling event. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was ready, and I definitely was not. So going into this next one, I'm going to be in better shape. I'm eating better. I'm going to be a lot healthier, and I think I shouldn't have any problem finishing. Anyway, got some more sights of Nevada. A lot of open highways. Enjoy.
So I've had a lot of people ask me, what'd you do? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? And I guess I'll cover some of that. But first thing I want to say is, if you're going to do this, the
first thing you need to do is ride your own ride. You're going to hear that from a lot of people. And what I mean by that is ride at your own pace. Don't try to do what I did, which was follow a group of people and stay up with them. That was my biggest mistake, I think. And I think if I had to do it again, that's one thing I would definitely change. Like I said earlier, I believe I talked a little bit about the new riding gear I got. I would suggest getting some really all-weather riding gear, whatever kind you want to get. I bought the Climb. A lot of the guys wear the Climb. I've been using it now for a few trips, and I find it to be exceptional. We'll see what happens in the summertime down here in South Texas in the humidity. See how well it works, but that's why you need to test out all your gear. Some other things I'm going to change is, I'm going to basically change up some of my camping gear. My sleeping bag wasn't adequate, so I've got a new sleeping bag that I'm going to try out this spring and summer. On some trips here in Texas. Hopefully I'll get a good indication of whether or not it's going to work. But I use right now I've got this one that I've got. It's called a King's Trek, and it's got a built-in electric heater. So we'll see if that helps me stay warmer, because my other one just didn't do it. And it worked fine down in the desert, but up in the mountains, just couldn't keep me warm. Cot that I use a cot. I don't sleep on the ground. I use a cot. I don't use an air mattress. It's a King Camp cot. It's rated for big guys, and it's very easy to set up. It only takes maybe a couple of minutes to set up or tear down. And then I use a Teton Sports Vista 1 quick tent. Basically, you just pull a string and it pops up. It takes like 3 seconds to set it up, and it sits on top of my cot. So you probably saw pictures of it earlier. But that's it. As far as like my map, you can see it there on the screen right now. I just used a clipboard that I mounted onto a ram mount. It's mounted to my handlebar, and then I have some small bungee cords on the side, and one that goes across horizontally, so I can keep track and basically slide the one that's going on horizontal up and down the page, so that I can keep track of what line. Because that was one of the hardest things, I think. You can kind of see that bungee cord going across the middle of the page there, and I can slide it up and down. And my directions are in a waterproof map holder for like using on boats, and those things are available. But it just has a clipboard. I mounted basically two clipboard clips, one at the top, one at the bottom. Just took one off another one and remounted it on the bottom of that clipboard. It works for me. It's kind of big, but I like it. It seemed to hold up in high speeds, crosswinds, and everything else. It didn't come apart in almost 10,000. Well, I guess I only used it probably 6,000, 7,000 miles. So that's, I'm going to stick with that clipboard, but I wanted to mention that. Some other things I'm going to change is I'm going to change up the way I did water, because water is really important to stay hydrated. I never had a problem with not being hydrated. The only problem I had with the water, way I was doing water, I had 2 big cups that hold about 32 ounces of water apiece. And when one would go dry, I'd reach back. My wife's got a cup holder on the back seat, and I just reach back, grab another cup, and swap them out. And that worked pretty good. The only time I had trouble was in the desert, because I would run out of water before I get to my gas stop. Anywhere else, I wasn't running out of water before the gas stops. So I'm going to work on a different plan. I haven't really figured that out yet, but I got a little while. I can figure it out. And you got to get out and try different things. Get out and whatever you decide you're going to do, get out and test it. Don't wait till the Hoka Hey to test something. That's not the time to test it. Test it before you get out there. Make sure it works for you. Already, I think I mentioned a little bit about lighting. I got to Nolly 7s. Lighting is key because you can be doing a lot of riding at night. And another thing I'm going to change is I'm not going to sleep at gas stations. I'm going to sleep somewhere else. I'm going to find an out-of-the-way place. If I can find campgrounds, that's probably where I'm going to stay. If I can't, I'll just find an out-of-the-way place, but not at a gas station. There's just too much activity, and I don't know. I can't sleep. I had earplugs, and I still couldn't get a decent night's sleep in a gas station parking lot. Kept getting woken up by people driving through. It's just activity all night long. So that's just me. Those are my suggestions. You can take them, leave them, whatever you want to do. Total mileage on my whole Hoka Hey experience was 6,188 miles. Round trip going up to South Dakota and getting back from Nevada, a little over 10,000 miles. I raised money for the Alzheimer's Association during this one, and raised close to 5,000 for the Alzheimer's Association. Probably going to do the same charity for the 2024 Hoka Hey, and you can do a charity if you want to. You don't have to, but it's up to you. I feel like I needed to, something that's personal. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the scenes there in Utah and Nevada on these lonely highways. These are, it's interesting. It's totally different than any other place I've ridden, and you can see forever. I mean, look at that shot right there. You can see forever, and there's just nobody out there. So you got to prepare yourself for these long stretches like this where there's nobody. If you break down, you got to be able to handle what's going on. Take care of the flat, take care of whatever the situation is. Have you a few spare parts, few things to fix things with, because out there was no cell service hardly. I mean, it was in spots, but there were stretches, and you saw that map at the beginning that showed no service for the fleet tracker, and that runs off the cell service. There was no cell service out there for the most part. Anyway, gonna let this finish out playing, and might come back in a minute and talk some more. But hope you're enjoying it. Got some pictures here. That's a cool shot there. Enjoy. So to wrap things up, I hope you guys enjoyed the videos I put together for the 2022 Hoka Hey. I know I made some great memories that I'm going to keep forever. Made a lot of good friends that I'll stay in contact with, and had a great time. Even though I didn't finish, I still had a great time, and wouldn't and I don't regret anything. So I mean, I wish I could have finished, but things happen, and you need to know when to stop if you need to. I don't know, I've got some shots here, just some memories of different people and things that happened on the trip here at the end of this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be putting out some other videos about different trips I've taken since I got back from the Hoka Hey. So be looking for those. This map shows the whole route for the Hoka Hey, around 10,000 miles total. I only made 6,188 miles, made it there to that asterisk. That's Tonopah, Nevada. We started out in Rapid City, and that's as far as I made it. So. Thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe, hit that like button, share it if you feel like sharing it. Look for my other videos coming out, and guys, if you're going to do the 2024 Hoka Hey, prepare, and please be safe out there, and I hope to see you at the starting line. Hoka Hey, everybody.